Hey y'all, it's David. It's week two, I guess, of this talk about your projects thing. So this week was reasonably, sort of productive. Uh, no work on the robot this week because it stopped build. It's still stop build week, so we can't do anything until regionals. Regionals are the 13th, 14th, and 15th of March, and that's at the Metropolitan Community College in which is right on the banks of the Missouri River here in Kansas City. So that also intersects with St. Pat's, as it turns out. So I will not be down for Pat's. Fortunately, I did get vacation for that, so I get to go see all 3 days worth of competition. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that's awesome. 3 days of robots trying to kill each other. I'm looking forward to it. Other thing, Toastmasters, no real progress on that front. The next speech is number 6, vocal variety, which I don't know. I'm just not looking forward to that one because I'm not someone who I guess gets in a whole lot of scenarios where I get different tones of voice. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll have to come up with something. Anyways, so I'm not really looking forward to that one. I guess I'll just have to push through and do it. After that is Project 7, which is do a research project, which I enjoy doing, and I've actually, several of my previous speeches have been ones where I've researched a topic, made up a PowerPoint deck or something, and gave the speech. So those are a lot of fun, but I just have to get through speech 6. Last thing I've been working on is that 2D pathing in Python for the MegaMiner AI tournament. On Thursday, I went to a what we call it, Hacknight at Cerner, and so that was cool because they have it every the last Thursday of every month, and I try to go, and then I can spend some time devoted to several hours working on just this Python project. So I finally found that the annoying bug that was causing my revised algorithm to fail. Actually, it turns out it's funny because all of the code actually worked. Like I had just written it in one session or so, and it, like, I was trying to get it to work. I debugging through it, and turns out at the end, I had built the list of tuples to go to. It's just a list of positions on the map in order, which would be the path you take from point A to point B. And it turns out when I built it, it ends up in the wrong order. It's actually completely backwards, which is trivial to fix in Python. You simply call list.reverse, and that reverses the list. It turns out it reverses it in place, and it doesn't return anything when it does so. So when I call it return the list.reverse, it returned nothing, which doesn't really help you that much. So that was annoying to debug. But I finally debugged it not last night, Thursday night. So that was also an excellent networking option, event, I should say. I got to get some FaceTime with a guy at Cerner called Kevin Shackleton. As I recall, he is what Cerner calls a distinguished engineer, which is like the top 5% of, maybe like the top 1% of software engineers at Cerner. Cool guy. He runs things like he's on their like mobile application development team, which is, apps on phones are kind of the hot thing in software these days. And he runs DevCon, or he works on DevCon, which is the internal engineering conference that Cerner hosts every year. Basically, 1 or 2 days worth of all the engineers giving talks to each other on, what they found work for their team, or what hot new thing they're working on. I swear, the last 2 or 3 years, I've seen talks on, how Git will change your life, and automated testing suites, and other odds and ends and cool things. It's a lot of fun. It's a break from the day to day, and it's a neat way to relax and learn new things. So I look forward to DevCon whenever I can manage to find time to go. So he's the one. Kevin Shackleton's the one who tried to put that together. Anyways, so I got to talk with him and some other guys, and I got to evangelize to a guy who was a team lead for a team that needed I was showing him Git, and he was like, so what are the advantages of Git? And I'm like, well, it will really make a whole lot of like annoying problems. Like I wanted to push the feature into production, but it wasn't finished yet, but we had to ship a package, so I want to push the feature off until later. If you've been doing it in SVN, if you've been checking things in for a while, that becomes an annoying manual process. Or at minimum, you would have to revert commits, which could still possibly break things. It gets a little annoying. Anyways, Git makes a lot of project coordination a lot easier, and this guy obviously needed it. So he was quite happy with that. So we got to talk about that, and someone else was working on installing SteamOS on their laptop, and someone else was working on, I'm trying to remember now. I want to say it was like visualization using the D3.js library and Neo4.js and some other stuff. I forgot what he was trying to visualize. Oh, that's right. He was trying to visualize relationships between languages because of how they influence each other. Anyway, so you just work on random stuff at Hacknight, and in this case I was working on the AI pathing, the pathing algorithm, and I got it working. Now it's kind of to the polishing phase where, say I wanted to visualize the open space where items I've searched so far versus the closed set or the closed list, which is items I've already looked at in the A-star algorithm. So I got that working this morning. And then the next step is I tried giving it a map in which it was impossible to get from point A to point B. There's a solid wall between point A and point B, and you just can't cross it. And it threw an exception because it tried to pop something off the open set, and there wasn't anything in the open set, the open list, and it failed. So I'm trying to figure out how to gracefully handle that. And then there's some cleanup work I want to do, but I just feel happy that I got it working Thursday, and I've done a little bit of cleanup since then. But next AI competition, I won't have to write A-star because I wrote it already. Ha!